Hello guys, welcome to Open Techno. Today, Tronsmart has sent us two of their latest releases, the T8 and T8 mini speakers. These are the two I have here. Two portable wireless speakers that complement each other really well, with an affordable price. Both of them, and of course we can connect them in stereo to get better and more powerful sound. If you're interested in a portable speaker, this video will interest you, because we have two speakers from different ranges for different uses, which we are going to get to know in depth in this video. So let's get to it. Well, as I was saying, Tronsmart T8 and Tronsmart T8 Mini. In the case of the Tronsmart T8, it would be this speaker I have here with both of them. They have a cylindrical design with LED lights, Bluetooth connection, the possibility to insert a micro SD card, and USB-C charging. They are two speakers, of course wireless, as I'm telling you, that last around 20 hours. Now we'll get into the technical specifications of each one of them. However, the Tronsmart T8 Mini would be this little one here. Well, it's going to offer us the same thing. Portable sound for a long time, but in this case we have a smaller format, lighter in terms of weight. Of course, this means reducing the sound power a bit and naturally also the bass power it will offer us. Let's start reviewing each of them separately. And let's begin, for example, with the Tronsmart T8 Mini. This speaker here, which as I mentioned, has a cylindrical shape. On the sides, we have what would be the subwoofers, which give us the base of the sound. We have a strap to tie it to something like a tree branch or hang it high at a campsite. To listen to music from all directions, we have the Tronsmart letters. On the front and back, we have the power button, volume controls, play and pause, and the Bluetooth connection. On the bottom, we would find both the USB-C charging port and a 3.5mm port to connect a jack, as well as a micro SD card slot where we can insert music. This Tronsmart T8 Mini has 16W of power, which we can increase up to 32W by pairing it in stereo with another Tronsmart T8 Mini. This part is important because the user manual itself specifies that it can only be connected with another Tronsmart T8 Mini and not with its bigger brother, the Tronsmart T8. The battery life of this Tronsmart T8 Mini is around 18 hours approximately at about 50% volume. Let me tell you, that's not exactly quiet in a room, for example, like mine, where I usually record these videos. The volume I use on this speaker is usually about a quarter of the total power, that is 25%. So it could last over 20 hours. Then, these speakers have ingress protection, 7, which is a light protection against water and dust. We don't put it in the pool, but hey, if we're in the shower or at the beach or outside and it starts to rain or some water splashes on it, you should know nothing will happen to it, but it's not designed to be submerged. Its charging time is 3 hours using that USB-C port I mentioned earlier. It features Bluetooth 5.3 and a Bluetooth range of up to 15 meters. Then its frequency band in this case seems a bit limited compared to its sibling, but hey, we have to keep in mind that it's a speaker with small dimensions. By the way, I'll tell you now, its frequency band goes from 65 to 20 kHz, which makes me wish it had a bit more bass. And you really do miss it. Later, we'll review the app and how to adjust this frequency band, especially the lower end, using equalization. As for dimensions, this speaker weighs 600 grams and has dimensions of about 10 centimeters in diameter and about 12 centimeters in height. Well, as you can see, it more or less fits in one hand, or I can grab it without any difficulty. And I forgot to mention that it has a rubber base. So that, of course, when we put it on a table, it doesn't transmit all the vibrations and make objects on the table vibrate and so on. We're going to be able to find this speaker in this black color that I have here, and we'll also have it in blue, gray, and red. All of them have customizable LED lights on the top. What would I recommend this Tronsmart T8 Mini for? Well, above all, I could differentiate it between open and closed spaces. Of course, both can be used in both places. But hey, if you want to spend just a speaker you want for the shower or for when you're, for example, in the garage fixing your car, well, that's it. A speaker that has powerful sound for music, but hey, if you don't want to blast music at full volume in a field, well, hey, for indoors, for example, I would say this Tronsmart is perfect. However, let's see what the Tronsmart T8 has, the older brother, which also has a cylindrical design. At the top, there's a VEIS rotary volume control, a small wheel you turn to adjust volume. In the same way, it comes with a strap, a cord, so you can tie it and hang it somewhere outdoors, for example. And then, on the back, we also have the same buttons: power, Bluetooth connection, supply, track forward, pause, and play. And we have a direct access to the equalizer, which boosts the bass a little, then under this cover down here. We also have the USB-C charging port, a 3.5mm jack, and a microSD card slot where we can insert music. In this case, this speaker weighs up to 800 grams with dimensions of approximately 8 centimeters in diameter. In this case, I would say yes indeed. It's a little thinner than the Tronsmart T8 Mini, about 2 centimeters or so. However, in height, it would be almost double, around 2 centimeters approximately. Well, it's about a handspan. This Tronsmart T8 can be found in this black color that you'll see in the video. In a blue color and in gray, I also think those look really cool. But anyway, if you want something discreet, this black one looks very nice, with lights on the top surrounding the volume control. In terms of power, this Tronsmart T8 has 40 watts of power, and if we pair it with another speaker, we could reach up to 80 watts of power. Battery life is at 50%. Here, the battery life drops a little bit due to that increase in power, down to 18 hours, which is still more than good. I'll tell you the same as I told the other speaker. It didn't go above 20-25% here indoors, but hey, outdoors, when we crank it up, it lets us have a super high volume. And in this case, we win too. Also, regarding the frequency response, in this case, we start from 56 Hz up to 20,000 Hz. And you can definitely tell that this speaker gives us more bass power, which I have also enhanced or increased even more through equalization, which I will briefly show you later in the app. This speaker takes 4.5 hours to fully charge. It also has ingress protection, 7 water and dust resistance, Bluetooth 5.3, and a range of 15 meters in open space. And hey, what would I use this Tronsmart T8 for? Well, of course, if we want to go outdoors, I would definitely go for this model because it's going to give us bigger sound and more power. Pairing it with another in stereo is a different story. I think this one is perfect for outdoors, at least for me. For example, if you want to spend a little more to get a powerful sound with more bass, even if it's just for your room, I think this Tronsmart T8 is also really worth it. And now let's talk about prices, because there's quite a difference too. The Tronsmart T8 Mini can be found for around 35 euros, while the Tronsmart T8 will cost us about 68 euros currently. Now I'll show you the mobile app, which we've seen in other videos and is very easy to use. It really allows us to do very few things, but hey, if you want to customize the sound of your speakers a little bit, it's going to be very useful for you. So let's take a quick look at it, let's see how it works. The Tronsmart app is very simple and works the same for both devices, for the Tronsmart T8 and for the T8 Mini. After connecting to the speakers via Bluetooth, we tap the Tronsmart T8 where we find music and volume controls. Well, mainly we won't use this from here. At the top, we're going to have options for power off, update, user, or the user manual. And down here we have the equalization functions, which, as I was saying, is my favorite. The one that gives the best sound to these speakers, to both of them, is the sound pulse equalization. I think this one boosts the bass just enough and gives it the perfect sound. However, hey, you can try any other one or go to the custom or personalized option and make your own equalization here. I'm telling you, sound pulse is the best for both speakers. From here we can select whether we want the audio via Bluetooth, through the 3.5mm jack cable, or using the micro-secure digital card. Similarly, we can enable pairing mode with another speaker and also select if the speaker plays a sound when turned on. And then here we can set up the color light sequence that the speaker will follow. In the same way we can turn it off from here. And well, for the Tronsmart T8 Mini, it's exactly the same controls, the same equalization, sound pulse, and exactly the same features. And even though I know perfectly well that showing how these speakers sound through a camera and over the internet is complicated, in the end, there's nothing like trying it yourself. Each one, I'll give a few brief examples so copyright isn't triggered of how one sounds versus the other, in which you can probably notice a little bit, well, that difference in bass that I was telling you about. And now we're going to do the test with both speakers, both at about 60-70% volume, for a few seconds, so you can hear how each one sounds. Starting with the Tronsmart T8.
Sweaty shirt, wet hair. I put on my shoes, sprayed on some cologne. I'm heading to the Bailanda to have some water.
Now let's move on to the Tronsmart T8 Mini.
Sweaty shirt, wet hair. I put on my shoes, sprayed on some cologne. I'm heading to the Bailanda to have some water.
However, I think both complement each other very well. As I was saying, if you want a cheap, simple speaker for home, for quick getaways, or just to set it up, that's it. Whether you're in the shower, garage, or working, I think the Tronsmart T8 Mini is more than enough. But hey, if you're a music lover, if you want the highest quality, if you want good sound power, for the record, I'm in this group. I've fallen for the Tronsmart T8. I've been testing it at home for about a month, turning it on every afternoon, and I really enjoy the incredible sound quality, as it couldn't be any other way. With Tronsmart, which is a brand we've tested for a long time here on the channel, and I love all their products and find them super recommendable. So hey, that being said, if you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments and we'll answer you as soon as we can. We'll leave the lowest prices we find for purchase and information in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.